Inside the endless labyrinth of the Infinity Castle, a fierce battle unfolds, one destined to be remembered among the Demon Slayer Corps' greatest confrontations. Gyu Tomioka, the current Water Hashira, faces Akaza, the Upper Moon Tree, a demon known for his deadly martial prowess and deep obsession with his strength. As their blades and fists collide, Akaza notes with genuine surprise that it has been 50 years since he encountered someone with such skill. He recognizes Gyu's unique technique, dead calm, a water-breathing form unseen even by the last Water Hashira he had slain. Before long, Tanjiro Kamado joins the fray. Akaza acknowledges Tanjiro's progress. Before this encounter, they had previously met at the train arc, so that explains why. He praises the boy's growth with something close to admiration, claiming it fills him with joy. Oh boy, I wish you could hear how he was talking, with that. The voice acting was chef's kiss, man. Oh my days, I'm gonna have to watch it again. Then, in his usual arrogance, he mocks the late flame Ashira, Kyojiro Rengoku, saying that it was better that Rengoku died that night, that his worldview was foolish, and that weakness had no place in the nature. Tanjiro, furious, demands he stops speaking ill of Rengoku, but Akaza only laughs. To him, the weak deserve to be destroyed. Tanjiro rejects this, shouting that true strength exists to protect the weak, not to dominate them. His conviction enrages Akaza. Like literally, man, bro was not on it. Bro was like, nah, bro, I wanna say my piece and it's gonna be how it is. Don't try and say nothing to me. If not, bro, he's becoming hotter and hotter, man. Akaza's strikes become more erratic, his irritation building into confusion. He cannot understand why Tanjiro's very presence feels so unpleasant. In his mind, he hears an echo, the gentle voice of his former teacher, saying the same words Tanjiro just did. For a brief moment, the demon's composure falters, swinging into empty air before turning back to Tanjiro with renewed fury. His technique pierces through Tanjiro's defenses again and again, but even as he is pushed back, Tanjiro's will burns on. Using Hinokami Kagura, he lands a near fatal slash on Akaza's nest, because for those who don't know, how you can only kill any type of demons by slashing their head. And then the battle, keeps on going and going, and then out of nowhere, Tanjiro attacks, and in a single flawless motion, Tanjiro decapitates Akaza with the setting sun transformation. For the first time in centuries, Akaza, the undefeated Upper Moon, is stunned. How could a human surpass him? He reflects Tanjiro's state, which had no intent of hatred, anger, or desire to kill, only calm. Akaza realizes this must be the supreme territory, a state of pure martial awareness he has sought for his entire existence. And things get more wicked. After this, Akaza grasps his severed head, trying to retouch it, but Q, that's his thing, and he blocks that thing from happening. Still, Akaza refuses to die. His body continues to move, regenerating even without a head. Bro was not on it. Bro was like, nah, bro, I have to fight until, bro was loco, ladies and gentlemen. You're a demon, bro. Like, when they cut your head, you have to go. You're finished out of this world. But how he did that, how he cheated death, no one knows, man. In this escapade of fighting death, something changes. In the depths of his mind, Akaza hears a familiar voice. He turns to the spirit of Koyuki, the woman he once loved. Memories then flood back, which were his childhood, his father's death, the life he lost, and the vows he broke. The realization shatters him. Akaza, or rather Hakuji, remembers who he truly was. He recalls how he tainted his master's art, how he defied the teachings of compassion and restraint. For the first time in centuries, he feels shame and sorrow. When Tanjiro rises one last time, despite his wounds, Akaza no longer sees an enemy. He sees the reflection of the man he used to be, and in a rare, peaceful moment, Akaza smiles. He releases his final technique, not toward his opponent but upon himself. His body then began to disintegrate as his consciousness fades. He envisions his father and master waiting for him, not in heaven but somewhere beyond, I believe paradise or something, forgiving him for his sins. But even in his final moments, Muzan's will tries to drag him back. Akaza retreats. Koyuki's voice calls to him once more, telling him it's over, he has done enough. Tears fall as Akaza, now Hakuji, he embraces her, whispering his apologies. And as the first light touches the ruins of the Infinite Castle, his body turns to ash, finally at peace. Let us now analyze this whole story as we did the first one. So Spitzka's research paper states that the life perspective of people with previous trauma differs from people with everyday experience. It is less balanced. Akaza's entire demonic persona is this unbalanced perspective made manifest. Therefore, Tanjiro and Gyu are not just physical opponents, they are psychological triggers systematically dismantling his defenses. Tanjiro, in particular, represents an existential threat through his value system. His declaration that the strong should protect the weak is the direct antithesis of Akaza's trauma-forged creed. This creates intense cognitive dissonance in Akaza, which he experiences as inexplicable irritation and unpleasantness. In a study, it also says that focusing on negative past events is strongly inversely correlated with a positive assessment of oneself. And Tanjiro's presence forces a confrontation with that negative past. This is why Akaza hears the voice of his master Keizo when Tanjiro speaks. It is an intrusive recall, a somatic and emotional memory breaking through the dissociative barrier. The culmination of his psychological assault is Tanjiro's achievement of the selfless state. Akaza's blood demon art, the compass needle, is the embodiment of a hyper-vigilant, traumatized psyche. It reads fighting spirit, the intent, aggression, and killer instinct of an opponent. It is his amygdala externalized. For Tanjiro to erase his battle spirit is to present a stimulus of zero threat. For a psyche calibrated only to respond to aggression, this non-violent, compassionate presence is incomprehensible and paralyzing. It disarms the very engine of his being, leading directly to his decapitation. This physical blow serves as the catalyst for the final psychological breakdown, forcing the reintegration of his repressed memories. In Spitzka's research, it further introduces a crucial concept, post-traumatic growth, PTG, which is the acquisition of a new quality by a person, overcoming the path to self-improvement. It is not a return to a previous state, but a step forward. This research posits that the degree of growth depends on the intensity of the trauma. Akaza's trauma was catastrophic, and his growth is therefore equally profound. The flood of memory represents the collapse of the dissociation that created the demon Akaza. His initial refusal, "I have to get stronger," is the trauma response fighting for survival, reverting to the childhood script of desperate survival. The pivotal moment of his growth is his realization that he has tainted his master's Soryu style, which was meant for discipline and protection, not mindless violence. This is the moment of integration. The apparently normal part, which is the demon, and the emotional part, the traumatized Hakuji, which finally collide and reconcile. His subsequent choice to stop regenerating and destroy his own body is the ultimate rejection of the demonic coping mechanism. He actively chooses to feel the full weight of his guilt, grief, and loss rather than continue running from it. The final internal struggle where Muzan's will, which is the voice of dissociation and power, battles against Koyuki's forgiveness, which is the voice of the integrated self, perfectly illustrates the conflicts of the heart of recovery. Koyuki's words, "it is okay now," are the therapeutic mantra that offers the absolution he desperately needed. They release him from the lifelong burden of being the failed protector. In conclusion, Akaza's story is a powerful narrative embodiment of what many humans actually go through. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If you love this, why don't you like, comment, subscribe, because I put my time and blood and sweat into this. It will mean a lot that if you subscribe and make my YouTube journey one that will inspire the next generation, to show them that I can actually also make it in this space. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay inspired, love your mom, and drink some water. Peace.